Hello traders and welcome to the market opening preview on a Tuesday, January 19th, 2016. Traders, great to be with you, coming to you from Pattaya, Thailand. Bright blue sunny skies. We do have some overcast today. The beaches are looking nice, the water's calm, and it is nice and cool. Traders, great to be with you again. This is brought to you through FXCL Excellence in Trading. Traders, got a lot to talk about, got some charts to look over. It looks like my decision yesterday not to trade was good. A lot of these charts only moved like 20 pips. I think I found one or two that actually moved 50 pips, but it was all over the place. So, there's just some days you can trade and some days you just got to say, you know what? Let's turn the computer off and we'll see you the next day. And yesterday was one of those days. I hope nobody got beat up, and I hope if you did take trades, you made some profit. Because that's what we're here for. We're here to make profit. We're not here to lose equity to our broker, right? All righty. Let's get started. Got a lot of stuff to chat about this morning. It's my morning, by the way. It's currently 19:26 hours on Wall Street, and it's 7:26 a.m. in Bangkok, Thailand time. All right, let me introduce myself to you. My name is William Gilda. I'm your moderator for the Market Opening Preview Series every single trading day before the London Open. Traders, I will tell you that I do record this during the Asia session, so it's very possible if you're opening this and reading this or seeing this on YouTube, in London, or at the beginning of London, you need to go back about 10 candles, and you'll see where I started this presentation. Traders, I started trading in the year of 2006 and 2008. I retired from a wonderful 27-year career as a firefighter paramedic out of the great state of Florida. Traders, 9 days later, came to Thailand for a 3-month holiday to celebrate. Well, traders, I'm in my 8th year, and I'm still here in Thailand, in Asia, and trading Forex every single trading day. I have to tell you, it is absolutely a joy to be here. Asia is a great place to retire, and the time zone to trade Forex is awesome. I can actually be in all 3 trading sessions and still get a good 7-hour night's rest. New York, I only do about 2.5 to 3 hours. That gets pretty late. It's getting up to that 11:30, 12 midnight time, and that's about it for me. I'm usually shot by that time. Usually by 10:30, 11, I'm pretty well shot for the day. But the nice thing about 2016 is we have iPads and iPhones and Androids, and I don't have to sit behind my desk for that amount of time. I can just take one of those with me, and I can monitor my trades. But I do like entering my trades on my main computer, so I can evaluate everything. So monitoring trades on the one is okay, but entering and exiting, I don't like doing it. I do trade using fundamentals, and of course, I'm a technician. I use charts using candlestick patterns, price action, price structure, support, resistance, Fibonacci. I do use harmonics on some of the instruments I trade, and I use Ikimoku clouds on another instrument that I trade in the New York session, and it's no secret I trade options in New York, and I do use the Ikimoku cloud for that. My Forex, I use harmonics if I'm going to use an indicator. But you would laugh if you saw my actual trading chart that I trade off of. It's pretty naked. There's not a lot on there. There's a 200 exponential moving average, a 55 moving average, and a 10 moving average. Once in a while, I'll throw a 21 in there, but I usually find it's really not necessary. But yeah, it's my actual chart that I click the button on. There's nothing on it. I use those other charts for my analysis. Because I end up having lines everywhere and stuff like that, so it's not good to use when you actually push the button. All right, that's just a little bit about myself. Let's get to the legal stuff and keep people happy over there and who's ever in charge. Forex trading has a large potential rewards, but also a large potential risk. You must be aware of the risks and be willing to accept them in order to invest in the Forex markets. Traders, most importantly, please do not trade with money you cannot afford to lose. Traders, always remember that past performance of any trading system or methodology is not necessarily indicative of future results, meaning when you go from a demo account to a real account, things are going to change. All right, let's take a look at the indices and see what happened and how the markets closed. Not a big difference from what we saw on the Friday close. The Dow was down 2.39%. The S&P 500 was down 2.16%. The Nasdaq was down 2.74%, and the small cap 50 was down 1.40%. Good reason not to trade yesterday. That is absolutely horrible. All right, if we go over to the Eurozone, it looks the same. The DAX was negative 0.25%. The FTSE 100 out of London was negative 0.42%. The CAC 40 out of Paris was negative 0.49%. And the Eurostoxx 50 out of Frankfurt was negative 0.58%, all in the red. Traders, let's head on over to Asia. Now, some of these markets have not opened yet, and I will let you know when they do. As I'm doing this early today, I have a doctor's appointment that I need to go to, so we started about an hour and a half earlier than I usually start. However, the Nikkei 225 is currently trading in its positive 0.21%. The S&P ASX 200 out of Australia is also positive 0.40%. The China A50 closed negatively yesterday at 0.13% and is still closed. It has not opened yet. The Shanghai, the global indexes are open and they are positive 0.58%. And the Hang Seng out of Hong Kong has not opened yet. And they closed yesterday at negative 1.45%. And the Kospi is currently trading and barely in the green at 0.06%. Let's talk about our economic calendar today. I was looking at this economic calendar today. We had some business confidence out of New Zealand earlier today. I'm more interested in what's coming up later in the morning, which will be 2100 hours on Wall Street, and it will be 9 a.m. in Bangkok, Thailand, and I will not be in front of my computers. Like I said, I do have a doctor's appointment for my eyes. And China has a lot of data coming out. They got GDP quarter on quarter. They got GDP year on year. They got fixed asset investment year on year. Quite a lot of China news coming out today. They also got industrial production coming out. High impact news event again. During the day, we have some medium impact news events. Not much. The Great British Pound has PPI input month on month. The Great British Pound has high impact. Believe it or not, they have CPI year on year for today. And let's see what else is going on. I don't think we have anything. In the euro, about London lunch, we have CPI year on year out of the euro. And also, we have German zoo economic sentiment today. This is good stuff, and this is all coming about London lunch. This is about 2 and 3 hours after the London Open, so this is pretty good. We also have, out of the UK, BOE Governor Carney is speaking today, so he'll be interesting. He always moves the markets. And in the U.S. session today, we have no high-impact news events. We have bill auctions and housing market index. So we really don't have anything, and those are late. Those are going to be 11:30, and the NAHB housing is at 10 a.m., which would be 2200 hours in Bangkok, Thailand time. So that's what's going on as far as the economic calendar goes. So we do have some news events to keep the markets flowing today. So hopefully we will get our motivation going. Commentary, not much to say. I'm glad I didn't trade yesterday. And in fact, I didn't even put my computer on yesterday. I did what I said I was going to do, and I'm happy I did that. That was a good move on my part because I would have ended up going into a trade and get myself in trouble. Today, I think we're going to have a good trading day. I think the rest of the week is a good week ahead, and it's time to make some profits and do some serious analysis on your charts. And if your charts meet my charts, that's even better. And at least we're looking at the same thing and in the same direction, and that's what we want to do. So let's get started. We'll take a look at the euro dollar. As you can see, it's sideways, and you're going to see most of these charts are sideways, my friends. Most of these charts are sideways and really have not done anything. So I'm waiting for this to break below this 200 exponential moving average, and we'll enter this at 1.0882. Yes, I do realize that we're coming up to an S1 pivot. I'm not worried about it. Look left of the chart. There's no price action. So I'm looking to take profit at the S2 reversal pivot at 1.0882. 0840. Nice short trade here. Just need this to break this 200 exponential moving average, and we're on our way. So I'm just waiting for that to happen, and we're going. All right, let's take a look at the pound. The pound continues to be bearish. Moved a little bit yesterday. We're starting off with a red candle. Folks, we really need an aggressive pullback on this pound. We cannot take this trade here. This is just no way you can fib this swing and see where you come up. You're probably going to come up just above the daily pivot, which I marked. I expect a small bounce there. There is some price action left of the chart there, and that's a support line there. So I expect a bounce, but I want to see this come back up to the all one. And I like to enter this at one point, probably like 42.90, 42.95. And we'll get in this and we'll short it all the way down to 1.4246, basically where price is now. So the pound needs to work today. Now, the pound has a good amount of data coming out today, so this can work. So two things are going to happen, traders. This is either just going to continue to the downside and not give us a pullback, and be aware of that. And in fact, you can put a trend line on those last four candles and use that as a guide when this data comes out. Now, I don't trade the numbers when fundamentals come out. I wait about 40 minutes later, and then I'll get into the trade if everything lines up. But I'm bearish, so if this goes bearish, after the data is released, I'll wait about 20 minutes, 30 minutes, one candle's worth, and then I'll take it to the downside. So very interesting chart. It can do two things, but I would really like to see a pullback. And of course, this is a London open trading opportunity, right? We're not going to do anything with this in Asia for sure, as we have no data in Asia. Take a look at the Aussie dollar. The Aussie dollar is sideways as we would expect. It's at the daily pivot point today, and we're just waiting for it to close, which it has. Well, it's just at the daily pivot point. I'd like to get a nice bearish engulfing candle right now. Let's get in this trade at 0.6869, and we'll get out at 0.6828. I know it's not that big of a trade. It's only a 42 pip trade or 43 pip trade. But you know what? That's okay. Better safe than sorry. Now, I did mark the all-one pivot at 0.6915 because there's a good chance this thing might just react to some of the other data and pull all the way back up, and we'll sell it there. And that's fine. That's a great trade. Listen, if this goes all the way back up to the green line, which is a 200 exponential moving average, I would be thrilled with that. I have no problem with that trade at all. So I'm not too worried about the Aussie. We'll just wait for the opportunity to get in. We're just doing an analysis and we're putting in a trade plan, and we're going to trade our plan. But sometimes you have to make adjustments. The only thing you don't make adjustments is in your money management. So once you make a setting, i.e., your stop, don't be moving your stops around. If your stop is in a spot, you leave it there. Don't move your stops, okay? Unless you're in profit, you're getting past break even and taking some profits off the table. That's a totally different story. But once you enter that trade and everything's in line, leave it alone, right? And remember, stops are for emergencies. Stops are not there to wait for you to get stopped out. Stops are for emergencies. If the trade goes against you and you haven't hit your stop, get out of the trade. You can always re-enter it, okay? All right, Euro Aussie. This is just one of my favorite pairs. I just like this pair. It's sideways as we expected. No price action yesterday. Let's see if we can get in this at about 59.95. We'll get out of here at 57.10, which is really a great price. 57.15. This is a nice little trade here. We're below the daily pivot, so I'm just waiting for the entry. But I think we're going to end up waiting for the London Open to see if we can get that surge and get a nice bearish engulfing candle and take this to the downside. I wouldn't wait long, though. I'll tell you what, if I see a red candle at the open, we're going to enter this and, due to my money management, I only trade 3% of my account for the whole day. So I know how much I can put as a drawdown per trade. So if I have 3 or 4 trades open, that starts wearing down on my 3%, right? So at a maximum, I go 5%, but I have to be honest with you, traders, I can't remember the last time I used 5% of my account in trading. The max I use as a drawdown is 3%. I try to spread that out over 3 trades. I try not to be in no more than 3 Forex trades at one time. That's just my rule because of management. I have to manage this, and I still have other work to do. So, yeah. it's management. That's the whole key, right? Money management, capital preservation, live to trade for tomorrow. Going over today, folks, we're not going to make our 15-minute mark. We are on the euro yen. Again, sideways price action, absolutely nasty. I'd really like to see this pop up to this R1 and get through this 200. And I know we're going to have to fight it coming back down. But if we can get in this at 128, well, 127.95, I would jump on this, and that's going to be the 200. So if this gets to the 200 EMA, which is a green line, gives us a bearish candlestick, you know what? Jump in it. Really, to be honest with you, traders, if this turned red right now and we got a bearish candle, I wouldn't mind jumping in this. And I'd just stick my stop like 5 pips above the 200, and that would be it. If it worked, it worked. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. I don't like big stops. I don't like 40, 50 pip stops. Now, when I trade a 4-hour chart or an hourly chart, you just don't have a choice. You have to put in 50, 60, 80 pip stops. But on a 30-minute chart, 15 pips, that's about it. I don't like to go over 20 for sure, because the trade's either working or it's not going to work, right? And I know you got to give it room to breathe, and there's certain pairs you got to do that, such as the pound yen, right? Pound yen, you got to give that a lot of room. You got to give that 25 pips if you're going to trade the pound yen on a 30-minute chart or a 15-minute chart. And we won't even get into the 4-hour and daily chart. It's crazy what you have to give it. But that pair has a personality, and you got to give it room to breathe. All right, so this looks like a good trade. We'll get out at 127.48. That's the S1 pivot. If you look left of the chart, there's a little bit of price action there. It looks like support. I wouldn't worry about it. This just might fly through it. Wouldn't surprise me at all. The yen is very strong, and we'll just trail it, and we'll just keep working its way down. We won't necessarily exit the trade. We'll just keep taking profits. All right, let's take a look at one of my favorites, and that is the New Zealand dollar. What a great spot this pair is in right at the moment. And the problem is we are in the Asia session, and there's nothing going on. So what are we going to do here? We're going to hang out. I'm going to wait for the next candle. And unfortunately, I'm out of here in exactly 1 hour, and I will not be here and at my charts and able to enter that trade. And I only have my iPhone with me, and I'm not going to enter it on my iPhone. My iPad, I can do it, but my iPhone's I can do it, but I don't get a full view of the chart. So this is going to have to wait till I get back, and hopefully I'll get back early enough to get this entry. You can enter this now and see if it works. But this is just a great opportunity. I'd put a trend line here and see if this breaks this trend line. Just come back here to where support is and put a trend line there and see if you can break it and take this to the downside. I got it at 0.6441, and we're going to take profit the S2 reversal pivot at 0.6395. Nice trade. It really is. We're at a great spot for this to drop. We just need some dollar strength. We need some price action. And unfortunately, I don't know if we're going to get any in the Asia session. Even though, you know what? Now that I'm thinking about it, we got all that China news coming out in about an hour and 15 minutes. So we might have a trade here, folks. Now that I'm thinking about it, I wouldn't enter this until that China news comes out. And that might be our catalyst for a nice trade today. So keep that in mind as you go through your trading day. So that might be our trade of Asia, is the China news that's coming out in 1 hour and 15 minutes. Traders, on behalf of myself, William Gilda, and our great friends at FXCL Excellence in Trading, I'd like to thank you for joining me on a Tuesday, January 19th, believe it or not, 2016. Traders, always remember to trade smart, not hard, and grab those profits. Traders, talk to you in about 24 hours. Well, it's going to be about 26 hours because I started early today. And we'll catch you tomorrow. Have a great trading day. Catch you next time. Take care, traders. Bye-bye.